At ease, it's your boy Soul Immortal. So let's talk about the ego, right? According to the World Wide Web, it says that the ego is one, a person's sense of self-esteem or self-importance, right? Definition number 2 says the part of the mind that mediates between the conscious and unconscious and is responsible for reality testing in a sense of personal identity, right? And the last one says in metaphysics, it's a conscious thinking subject. So if you add all those together, what you come up with is the ego feeds self, right? And self, it says, is the mediator between the conscious and the unconscious mind. And the unconscious mind is what's creating our reality, right? So the question we should all be asking ourselves is what's feeding the ego?
Is it not written in your law that ye are gods? You understand what I'm saying? So it just depends on what level you on based on, whether you're human or whether you're immortal.
Now, the first thing we need to understand is that the ego is not a bad thing. I know sometimes when you hear people use that word, it automatically puts us in an energy, to think that a person is coming from a bad place or from a arrogant place or something like that. The ego is simply, mortal man, the mortal side of yourself. The ego is simply the exact opposite as, your Christ self. Both are important in life. Both have benefits, right? But when I ask the question, what are you feeding your ego? See, this is what most people think. Most people think that because they pick up, Think and Grow Rich, once a day and read it for 30 minutes. They think that they read, Rich Dad, Poor Dad, or read all kind of motivational books that are out there, right? They think that that's what they're feeding their ego. And technically, they are. It's a source of feeding that side of yourself, right? But you have to look at the majority of what you're pouring down his throat, right? If you want to see what you're actually feeding your ego, go and look at the last 10 videos of your YouTube in your YouTube history, right? So you're talking about investing in stocks. You're talking about you want to flip homes. You're talking about you want to do all these things. But what are you feeding yourself, right? Go look at the last 10 videos in your YouTube feed. Some of them probably going to be twerking videos. Some of them probably going to be videos with grown men arguing with other grown men. The majority of videos, I would say at least 70% of your videos should be based on that which you're pursuing, right? That's what you need to be feeding yourself on a regular basis. You want to know what's feeding your ego? Go and look at your playlist. I don't care if it's Spotify, Rhapsody, whatever you're listening to. Go and listen to your last 10, maybe 20 songs. See, we and I say we, I'm talking about myself too. We think that we can ride around and listen to trap music all day. We think we can ride around and listen to drill music all day, and think we're still functioning normal. Go back and look at the test by Dr. Immortal, I believe, that rice test, where people had two bowls of rice in two different areas, same environment. One was speaking love, one was speaking hate, and that rice that was spoken hate to just started to decay, it started to rot. If this is true, if this has been proven time after time after time, what do you think is happening to your body, which is 70% water, I believe, give or take? What do you think is happening to your body when you're sitting there cramming this stuff, these hurts in your body all day, every month, every year? Don't you think that's going to have an effect on you? You know what I'm saying? Go and look at the last 5, maybe 10 people that you've texted. Are they loved ones that are encouraging you to move forward? Or they brothers or sisters that are aligned with you, that are talking about the same, vibrating stuff? Or is it the booty calls? Is it the thoughts that go from top to bottom? Is it the people that have nothingness to talk about? You got to question it. You have to question what's feeding your ego, because just going through that chain I talked about in the intro, whatever you feed the ego, it has 100%, to do with your outcome in life. It's as simple as that. So how do you fix, the negative things that you're feeding your ego? First, I would say, of course, no brainer to limit this stuff, if not eliminate it. I mean, some stuff, man, some musicians I've eliminated. Some type of content where brothers are talking about the same thing for 30 years. Like I've had to, even though I still support these brothers, I've had to eliminate that because that was feeding who I was. You know what I'm saying? People I used to communicate with. Man, I have more people in my block list on my phone than I do that I talk to on a regular basis, man. But the way that you ultimately fix the ego is one, just simply, stop giving up. So why do I say that, right? I say that because, by giving up, that's one of the quickest ways to depression. You know what I'm saying? When I talk back about, 2009, when I lost everything and things were going bad, right? The thing that was really, really bothering me, or the thing that was really eating the inside of me up, it really wasn't that I was losing everything, because internally I knew that I had tapped into something, while I was on the bottom. I knew that I was gonna come out of that thing, like my mind was telling me, right? The thing that initially sent me into that state of depression was really tapping into what everybody else was thinking about me. I was like, oh man, I was on a high horse. I was winning. Life was good. Had the crib, had all this stuff, and now that stuff is gone. I was like, how are people gonna look at me? And it sent me to this just low vibrational, man. Just why I just want to cover up and just fall off the face of the earth. You know what I'm saying? So by caring what other people think, man, that's the quickest way to get to the bottom, man. It's also the quickest way to mess up your money. Man, I'm telling you, I've been on some highs and lows, throughout my life. And it comes down to what I was feeding my ego. You know what I'm saying? It came down to, again, me still trying to impress every single body. Oh, so-and-so got a new ride, so-and-so got a new crib. Oh, now I gotta up my game. I gotta shine. I'm telling you, once you stop caring, I'm telling you, brothers, it'll just free that whole energy up, man. You can just live a nice, peaceful life. The second thing is, as far as fixing what the damage you've caused to your ego, the second thing is, like, stop being scared to fail. Man, I'm telling you, a large number of brothers that I talk to, a lot of them guys want to, start YouTube channels. A lot of those guys want to start investing. A lot of those guys have a message that they want to, get on Instagram and start going live. But the first thing they think about is, oh man, they're gonna think I'm crazy. Or I'm gonna look stupid because I don't know how everything works. Or man, I don't know how to invest. I'm gonna be sounding crazy asking these people that want to help me, asking them, what a simple question is. What is a stock? What is a portfolio? What is that? You know what I'm saying? You're scared to look funny. You're scared to look bad. You're scared to fail. But you have to get out of that. That ties back in to stop caring what everybody else thinks. I have a friend named Tara. She's from Tampa, Florida, and now she's in Texas now. She recently, just out of the blue, just purchased a piano. Boom, I want to learn how to play the piano. Got a brand new piano set up in her house, man, and now every day she's just mastering that thing. She has the doors all open, man. Neighbors can hear her play music, and she's just like, I don't care. Like I'm tapping into myself. I'm feeding myself, and I don't care what anybody else thinks. That's the kind of demeanor you have to have, man. It don't matter if you're 20 years old. It don't matter if you're 50. It don't matter if you're 100 years old, man. Like get it out of that mindset that, oh, you know what? I've done so much. I can't start failing now. Like, it's gonna look bad. I remember when I first started, which was just a few weeks ago, when I first started doing the God talks. When I started going live, brother, man, it took me almost 6 months to figure out how to use a StreamYard and all that stuff. Cause I was like, man, I'm gonna look stupid, man. I don't know how to use this stuff. I don't know how to, And I said, you know what, screw it, man. Like, that's part of the learning process. When I get to the point where it's like, you know what, I don't care what anybody else thinks. That's where I find my freedom. That's where I find my room for expansion. So you have to fix that, man. Kill that ego and stop being scared to fail. The last thing is to fix that ego, man, to undo what you've done, is live life by your own bar. People talk about raising the bar, and you should raise the bar, but you should only raise the bar based on you, based on your past performance, based on what you've done, based on what you own. Stop setting the bar on what everybody else's goals. There was a post on Instagram, and I shared it on my story a few weeks ago. Brother Bricks, Brother Glover, man, he made a post. I think it was on his Instagram, and I think he was in his car. Maybe he had a live from his car or something. And somebody made a comment and said, like, why do you still drive a Prius? And the brother responded was because, pretty much like, I don't care what anybody else thinks. I'm not going to be the guy that's 67, 70 years old, greeting people at Walmart. Like, why are you worried about my plan? You know what I'm saying? My partner London used to say, man, you can't catch no fish, if you watching my line. And that's what most people are doing, man. Most people are looking outside of themselves, trying to see what everybody else is doing, where everybody else is living, what everybody else is driving, and they're basing it off that. Like, why do we care so much about what everybody else is doing? Now, the thing is this, at times it may seem like I talk down on brothers that want to dress clean and buy certain things, but and I've said it before, I like having nice things. My thing is, when a person does it based on the belief, thoughts, or feelings of somebody else, that's when I think they're losing, man. Hell, I might go shopping today, man. Tomorrow's my birthday, July 4th. I'll be 45 tomorrow, brothers. So, yeah, I'm lit on that. But guys, the thing is, if we understand that the ego is pretty much, creating, a portion of our experiences here on this planet, we simply have to just ask ourselves, what's feeding our egos?